guys, this is Emily from Nobel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the 1001 book tag. Now this tag was created by the lovely channel MS Reads a Lot. I cannot remember her name. I am useless, but I will link it down below. And I was tagged in it by the lovely Jack from Spread Book Joy, and I will link her video with the prompts down below because you know me, I've been manic. Trust me, today is manic. Now this is going live at the end of the month, so I hope you all like it. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to do it, Jack. I am already booking up tags for March, and guess what? I'm fully booked for March. So if you tag me in the tag now, it won't get done till April. Oh, the joys of being a busy working mum and wanting to pack so many videos in. So just to let you know in advance, there will only be my 2 videos going up a week in February. But in March, because it's my birthday month, I'll be doing 3 videos a week. Am I mad? Will I regret it? Will there be some impromptu shorter videos? Yes. But hey ho, that'll be something fun to look forward to in March. So let's get down to it. Here we go. This is more of a chatty video, so I won't be showing very many books. So I'm kind of blagging it a little bit, taking it by ear, so hopefully it'll go well. Number 1. So the first one is 1001 lists. Do you follow any book lists? It can be a prize list or a challenge list, like the Rory Gilmore challenge. I don't really. Last year I tried to read some books from the Women's Prize, and because my sister Charlie does that, so I may try and do some of that this year when it comes up, when the Women's Prize shortlist and long list. When the Women's Prize long list comes up, I may try and do some of those, because I do find that's quite an interesting challenge. But I don't read everything on that list. It's more books that I think will suit me, and I will go from there. So that's the only one I tend to do on that. Sorry, I don't really follow lists. This is going to be an interesting video. This is the next one's 1001 books. You're going to laugh at this one. Approximately how many physical books do you currently own? How many ebooks? Right. So at the time of filming this, I own 440 odd unread books, and I think it's about 200 read. So I think we're looking at about 650-ish. Emphasis on the word ish. Don't know exactly. Did it before. I can't remember. I've got a video where originally I counted, but that number's changed. So I'm trying to get my physical TBR, unread TBR down, which means my read TBR should kind of go. Yeah, it should sort of change. But I think about 650. And I don't own any ebooks. I do sometimes get them from the publishers, but I'll be honest, I'm crap at reading from ebooks. If I read an ebook, it's normally a library ebook because I just don't have time. I want to read off my physical shelves. Yeah, I'm not being very good. I tried to read. I've got a book that I got sent on ebook for a read along, and I've not really done it. So yeah, sorry about that. Next one's 1001 books read. This is another funny one. Approximately how many books have you read in a lifetime? Do you keep track? I've got no flipping idea. Before I joined BookTube, I've got no idea. I joined Goodreads just before, I think in the October before I joined BookTube. So I joined Goodreads, apparently, according to this, on the 14th of October 2018. I joined BookTube on 2019. So in April 2019. So according to this, since I joined Goodreads, I've read approximately 1,046 books. Bear in mind that was like about 3, like we said, about 3-4 years ago. And I'm 40, early 40s. We're not going to go into that right now. And I've read a lot of books in my lifetime. Before I joined Goodreads and before I joined BookTube, I read nowhere near as many as I read a month now. But I read a lot as a child. It's going to probably be in like the tens of thousands, if that. It could be tens of thousands. I don't know. Before I joined Goodreads, before I joined that BookTube, I didn't count up how many I've read. Since then, I find Goodreads is actually better at recording. It seems to be more accurate at recording I read because it's easier to find books on Goodreads. So even though I do Storygraph, I find Goodreads is better for my amounts. It's more accurate. So bit of a rambling one. Sorry about that, guys. Next one's Arabian Nights. Have you read any stories from the Arabian Nights? Do you have a favourite? If you haven't read them, do you want to? The only Arabian Nights book I've got is this. It's a kid's classic one. Aladdin and Other Stories. So because of this, in my wrap up tonight, in my wrap up at the end of the month, I will be reading, I'm going to read this after filming. I'm going to read this before the end of the month. So in my wrap up part 2, you will see a result for this. So this has got, my copy of this has got Aladdin. So it's got Aladdin and Sinbad. So those are the only two Arabian Nights stories it's got. So I'm hoping I like them. I liked Aladdin the film. I like the cartoon film. I haven't read the other one. So I'll give it a go. Hopefully I like it. You'll find out just after this video whether I liked it. So fingers crossed. Flavour. Do you have a favourite food or flavour? Now this was tough. Flavour, not so much. Because of my car accident, I lost half the taste buds in my tongue. So I need to find food that have got real stronger flavours in them. Now I talked to my mum and we both agreed I'm kind of at a toss between bolognese and pizza are my favourite foods, but I do love curries. But bolognese and pasta and pizza are my kind of comfort foods. And when I say pizza, my favourite pizza ever, and it sounds really sad, is my mum's homemade pizza. So when she passes away, I'm going to be flipping screwed. Because it's the only pizza that doesn't upset my stomach. If I have things like Domino's and things like that, they tend to upset my tummy. The shop bought ones don't really, because they don't overdo the cheese. But because I've got a dairy problem where if I eat too much dairy, I'm throwing up or get very nauseous. So, yeah. I know it's a bit of a random one, but yeah, bolognese is like a comfort food. It was a food that I loved growing up. It's a meal I can make from scratch without any sauces, and I love it. It's like a comfort. If I need to find that comfort in me, bolognese. But also the naughty side of me loves pizza. But yeah, the other side is I love curry. I'm random, aren't I? Come on. I can't. I love food. I love food. I love cooking. Please, by the way, let me know if you want me to do cooking videos because I love cooking. I'm random. 1001 pages. Have you read a book that's over 1001 pages? Is there one you would recommend? And is it worth the time? What's the longest book you've read? Now, according to when I looked up on Goodreads, War and Peace is over 1001 pages. But when I wrote it down on my book, it wasn't. So I think War and Peace is the longest book I've read. Not my favourite of them. To me, my favourite long book has got to be David Copperfield, because that's like 887 pages, 890 pages. That's my favourite long book by Charles Dickens. I loved David Copperfield, and I thoroughly recommend that to everyone. It's like the best Dickens ever. It's just friggin' amazing. It's like, I just need to reread it. I just love it. But I think it's March and April, I'm reading Gone with the Wind. Now, I'm also in that group that I'm reading stories, and this one is 1,040 pages, roughly. And that is the biggest book I own. So I'm reading it with Tori from Tough Discoveries group. But it's also, apparently it's connected to like Vanity Fair. And I'm reading Vanity Fair for the first 2 months, and I'm not liking that as much as I wanted to. But I'm hoping I like Gone with the Wind more. So that one, let's just see. This time in a few months, I'll be able to answer that question, whether Gone with the Wind is worth it. I do get scared of long books, I really do. Right, 1001 buckets. Do you have a non-bookish bucket list? What is one thing that's on that list? Now, after my car accident, I did kind of have a list of things that I wanted to do, wanted to achieve, and I've kind of done quite a lot of them. Like I went in a 2-seater aeroplane once, 4-seater aeroplane once, went in a convertible. I made my dad's glasses when he was alive, and I did quite a few. I had children, got a mortgage, got pets. These are things that would have been on my bucket list. I'm a bit old now, but obviously in my 40s. Chris, if he gets the hint, we'll marry. That would be marry Chris would be the last thing on my list. But he gets a bit freaked out by marriage. Don't ask me why. It's a discussion for another video. But yeah, I think the only other thing is to get married. Unfortunately, my dad can't walk me down the aisle, so if I do get hopefully I'll do it when my mum's alive. If not, Charlie, you're screwed, you're doing it. I'll be an old age pensioner probably by the time I get married, the way Chris is going, but that's the only other thing, sorry. But I have achieved a lot. I've got 2 gorgeous children. I own a house. I've got the cat. I'm doing a job I love still. I'm going to start working at a charity bookshop next in February, which is like, I'm going to be doing volunteer work on probation, but that's kind of, to work in a book, work with books, it would have been on my book. It is kind of on my bookish list. So when I can tick that off, that's going to be kind of up there. And I've got this channel that's like something I never imagined. It was never on a list because I never thought I could do it. If I get to 1,000 subscribers on here, maybe that'll be on the new list. That would be a pretty big achievement to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, see. Okay. 1,001 numbers. Do you have a lucky number, and is there a story behind it? Now this number is going to make you all laugh. My lucky number is actually 13 because my sister Charlie was born on the 13th of October, and believe it or not, she is one of my favourite people in the world. Like, you all know about Charlie. You all know she's the one that got me on BookTube. She is the one, my best friend in the world. She knows me better than anyone in the world. And yeah, I don't know why, but somehow, even though number 13 is unlucky for other people, one of my old flats was one of the places I used to live before here was number 13. Number 13 seems to be a lucky for me. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, but it is. And I think it's because Charlie was born that day, so that's my thingy. Oh, the next one you'll be able to predict. 1,001 authors. Do you have a favourite author and or genre? Obviously, anyone that knows me, page 2, favourite author, yeah. Writes the best books that I can't stop loving. Always talks to me on like Instagram and like Twitter and that. Freaking the best author ever. Favourite genres, contemporary and historical fiction. You all know that. 1,001 activities. Do you have a favourite outdoor activity? I only really have one. That's walking. I love going for walks. I go for a walk with my friend Helen every week, which you will see in my vlogs. I love taking my kids out for walks, what I did growing up. It's always a great thing to do when my anxiety's through the roof. Go outside, be with nature, walking, yeah, that's by through and through my favourite. 1,001 book club, not a question but a prompt for the comments. Do I start a book club with reading 1 book a month for the read along? And I think that's for the person who created this tag, Miss Reads a Lot. Yeah, definitely do it. I think she's already done it now because I think I'm a bit late in the game doing this. And then the lastly, it's not a long video, thank God, even though I've rambled. 10 plus 01 friends. Tag some friends. I'm going to tag 10 plus 1, but tag however many you would like. Because I'm late in the game, a lot of people have already done this. So I'm tagging 4 people who I don't think have done this. If you haven't done this and want to do it and tag me in it. But the people I'm going to tag are Amy from BookTube with Amy, Ange from Angie's Book Chatter, Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures, and Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery. So that's it. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.